From Studio 3 at Buzz TV, it's The Horse's Mouth with Tom McManus.
Welcome back to another episode of The Horse's Mouth. I am Steve Strum. Horse's Mouth is brought to you by the Daily News Network and Foodies Care. I have a very interesting panel of guests today, all of them small business owners, all of them doing something unique and different in the universe, but all having a common thread of service to our community. Just to kind of run it down the thing, we have Theo from First Florida Insurance Group, Nick from Sanita's Medical Center. You guys are related. We have two retired police officers here doing something different. Victor from Delta Strategy Solutions, and then bringing up the rear, Mike Knehans.
Perfect.
I got it?
That's right.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We come from the same side of the world. Extra
right.
consonants is part of how it goes
Yeah.
from the Duval Beer Company. So we're going to start off, two gentlemen here. You guys are related in what you do professionally. Theo, you were on the episode last go round talking about the individual insurance market.
Correct,
Now
sir.
we're going to talk a little bit about group benefits, and maybe as kind of a primer to that, let's talk about the labor market.
Yes.
So we are in the lowest amount of unemployment that we have had since 1969. One of the things that is occurring is because of such a tight labor market, employers are finding it very hard to differentiate themselves as why they become the employer of choice. Today, I know you're here to talk a little bit about some of the group benefit stuffs and how you're helping them become the employer of choice. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. So I'm Theo Mitchelson, the name of my agency, as you mentioned, Florida First Insurance Group. We've been in business for 3 generations, serving the Jacksonville community since 1954. We specialize in individual health as well as group health and company benefits. Today, I did want to talk about the group health and going based off what you were just talking about. Group health is something that employees are looking for in this day of age because of the market the way it is with all of the rule changes. With the health insurance market the way it is right now, more employees are looking for companies that offer company benefits. Company benefits help the employees retain their employees, and it also allows them to attract better quality employees. We partner with the best in the business. That allows us to run the gamut with all of the top carriers. That way we can make sure that the group is getting the best plan for their needs and what the employees are willing to spend. And then the networks are phenomenal. They include Baptist, Mayo, and then we also have some lower cost options if we need to for people that can't afford the Baptist and the
Gotcha.
Mayo.
So thank you very much for sharing that. Now, Nick, as I understand it, you guys have a little bit of a business relationship.
Yeah.
So where he is providing with the policies and the product to people to have insurance, your organization, Sanita's Medical Center, helps to be the service delivery agent for that. Tell us a little bit about Sanita's and what that does as a small business owner. How is that something that you're providing value for these people that are trying to attract employees in a tight labor market?
Yeah, so Sanitas and Florida Blue have had a partnership for about 10 years now. And the way we provide value for our employers is for their groups. They can utilize Sanitas Medical Center as their primary care facility of choice, their value choice, for $0 or very reduced copays compared to competitors. What's great is it's a one-stop shop as well. So that includes, visits with your doctor, labs, x-rays, as well as behavioral health programs and chronic care programs that we can do in-house. Again, adding to what employers offer their employees and making sure that it's a value product at the end of the day.
Something you mentioned in that is about the health and wellness between the ears, right?
Yeah.
So not so many years ago, if I, cut my arm off, I'd go to the hospital and, either that or duct tape it and super glue it. But nowadays we're in an environment in 2026 where the mental health challenge and feeling secure is a very different environment. We are in, 2026. We survived COVID somehow 7 years ago.
Yeah.
But that's had an impact on a lot of the ways that we do business, both within the mental health and the physical health, how we're taking care of ourselves and how we're protecting ourselves. What's interesting about that is the Next gentleman to your right, my left. I think I got that. Hang on a second. Yep, that's left. We actually have a gentleman here who's actually providing some of those securities that you're providing for somebody's health and well-being, but in a new definition of what security means. First off, for the next two gentlemen here, I grew up in a red and blue family. Very grateful for your service as police officers. In all sincerity, I know Kevlar does not breathe. You are a retired New York cop. I got jokes, man. I got jokes. But in the interest of the fact that I've got two police officers here, I'm going to say those jokes from the other side of the studio. But you are here to talk to us about security. So we talk about the health and wellness and security of the human body, as well as the brain and everything in between it, living in some really weird times.
Sure.
We're definitely living in some really weird times. Now, you provide security services, your company. Tell us a little bit about what that is, but it's not just I'm carrying a gun 3 feet behind Steve nowadays. Tell us a little bit about your firm and what security means as we're living in the future.
Sure. And thank you. So Delta Strategic Solutions, our company that we started 25 years ago, we provide the gamut of security. But today, people think of security, may think of it from a physical perspective, but the digital perspective is so critical right now because with social media, with all these platforms, people can follow you now on social media, where it used to be they would follow you in a physical sense. Now they can follow you in a digital sense. So we try to bridge that gap between the physical security and the digital security by providing services that will enhance not only individuals, high net worth families, but children as well.
So one of the things, I was actually talking to a friend of mine who's in your space, and he's more on the corporate side of digital security. What people don't realize is, okay, you get the phishing email. Okay, great. Click here. You won a lottery for a country you never were at, that type deal. That's like stuff that, you're being scanned every day, every single day, every single camera, every single website, every little click, everything you do, both personally, like I'm walking down the street, as well as digitally, as your digital footprints are down there. So for our audience going, what the heck does that mean? Okay, security guard, bodyguard, got it. You do obviously the security guard, bodyguard, armed guard stuff that protects me walking down the street if I needed to have that. But then also you're protecting me from these digital threats I might not even be aware of, or more importantly, my business might be aware of, because think about all these breaches that you have, right? We're living in AI right now. Sure. AI is making websites. What happens when that first AI website gets hacked?
Right.
Sure. How many people are going to buy an AI website from the AI company where it gets hacked and all of a sudden their customers' data, and we're not talking about these complicated companies like banks and credit unions and financial institutions. We're talking about the plumber and his database or her database.
That's a great point.
Right. And so these are the things that you're doing. So you've taken your law enforcement expertise, moved it into this physical security, digital security era. Very super. That's a really cool thing to do. As we bring it on home, we have Mike from Duval Beer Company. Also a former law enforcement guy, a man of many traits. You were in the finance industry, law enforcement industry. You had a brewery in St. Louis, a small brewery.
Yep, just outside of St. Louis.
And you got some cool stats about beer.
Yeah.
Give me the numbers.
Very interesting, and 85% of all beer sold is from 40 different companies. So we're talking about small business today, and beer, as an example, and we have some great beer here. We've got Veterans United and a bunch of other great local breweries, but the fact remains that most beer is made from large corporate companies. And we moved down here a little over 15 years ago, and we quickly realized what a special place Jacksonville was. And just everything starts from an idea, right? So one day I just thought, Jacksonville's such a great town. It's got a lot of good beer, right? Local breweries, but it doesn't have its beer. So we're hoping to change that and bring Jacksonville its local lager. So we're going right up against the big boys and competing against them, Lord willing. And that's really kind of where we're at. We're brewing one type of beer. It's called Jackson Gold. It's our domestic lager, and it's coming out of the tanks as we speak. So
it's going to be called Jackson Gold because it's bold, which is we are known as the Bold City.
Bold City of the South. Right?
And also, it's really cool to see like all these different small business owners in Jacksonville. To your point, as we kind of take this on home, is really become something. And I've been in Jacksonville. I'm originally from South Florida, but I've been in Jacksonville for 20 years. Right, this is actually the longest place I've ever lived in a community. I grew up in the military, so moving around is kind of the deal.
Yep.
And it's been really neat to see Jacksonville that really has an opportunity both in supporting of employee folks, Obviously, we got some executive folks that are needing a little bit of what you need. I mean, I'm sitting there going, gosh, I think my website's good. Right. He's talking. I'm like, but I think I'm good. Right. I got a data security analyst. I hope he does do what he needs to do. And now you're providing, this beer universe, right? This microbrew thing has actually become a big thing in Jacksonville. And what's all interesting is, regardless of the gamut of the small business owner that's sitting in front of us on the bar today, we're all here growing this Jacksonville community. And it's going to be cool to see what happens in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, my kid's lifetime, right? We really do have an opportunity to be a significant metropolis in an area that is very favorable for taxes. That's always nice. Very favorable for weather. Doesn't snow, and it's not like living in the furnace like it is in Miami. And it's really cool to see all of you gentlemen doing stuff for our local community. So thank you all for what you do. You two in particular, thank you for doing it, because I do know that Kevlar does not breathe. As we take it away, what we'll do is we'll make sure to put all of y'all's websites on our website, which is thedailynewsnetwork.com. You guys are great, but we can't do it without these guys. So guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of The Horse's Mouth. If you love the episode, share the episode. Remember to always live with gratitude.